So today I'll explain a bit about encounters, at least my way of doing it. I think there are a lot of videos about it, but it's always better to have more resources, I guess. So let's start by adding a new layer. So right click on your level, add layer. Set the build tag to quest, non-static, and just name it encounters. Now we need to select it and create the encounter area. So with it selected, press right click, go to gameplay area and search for add encounter area. If you don't see this, you need to go to settings, editor options, debug, and select areas. Let's make it a little bit bigger. This is basically where it will trigger the spawn when the player enters this area. I'm also already going to add a guard area. Press right click, gameplay area, go to add guard area. And this is basically where your monster or NPC bandit will be inside of. This will be how far it will chase, and this will be where it will start to respond to the player. Now give this a tag. I'm gonna call it ghoul guard, and add this tag to both C nodes just to make sure. We're gonna need to use those tags later when we create our spawn tree. Now I'm also going to add a spawner. So have this select again, right click, gameplay, spawn point, add spawn point. And with this selected, you need to add a tag. So let's call it ghoul sp. And this is where your monster will spawn. So now we need to start creating our spawn tree. To do that, right click on your encounter entity and select edit spawn tree. Currently it's empty, but we need to add a few nodes to make this function. So start by right clicking and add a select face. So add select face. Now click on the gray button and you should see default face none. And you need to add a top initializer list, which is when you right click on it and then add top initializer list. In this we need to add a couple of things. We need to add a spawner, spawn strategy, and the guard area by tag. So to do that, right click and first let's add a guard area by tag. And now let's add a spawner. You might need to press this arrow button to go down. We have to select add spawner waypoint. And now let's add a spawn strategy. Again, you need to scroll down. Let's add spawn strategy simple. And now the last thing we have to add is a spawn entry node, which should be under add spawn entries. So in here you had a tag for your guard area and a tag for your spawn point. So just select it and copy it over to your spawn tree. This was the guard area. And you should add it to guard area tag and the pursuit area tag. And the same we have to do for the spawn point. Just press this red plus and add it to tags. So now let's define which monsters we want to use. So under here you have this green plus arrow to add a creature definition. So press that. And just give this definition a name, so I'll just call it ghoul01. And this needs an entity template, and those you can find in the asset browser. So to find the monsters, they're usually located in character NPC entities and then go to monsters. And in here you have many entity templates you can use, but I'm gonna search for the ghoul and I'm gonna pick the ghoul level 2 W2end and just have it selected, do not open it. Then go back into this template and press this green arrow. Sometimes you need to press it again and it should add it to the entity template. For a total spawn limit, I will just put 5 for now. Because if you don't do this, it might spawn indefinitely. Now go back to your spawn entries, right click and press add entry. And in here you can now select under creature definition your definition you just created. Then in the base creature entry you can set how many you want to spawn minimal and how many you want to spawn max. So I want about 3 to 5. So now let's test. Might take a little bit. So if I'm right, they should not aggro right now. But when you get inside this area, they should. And when you go out, they don't chase. But as you've noticed, they all spawn at the exact same point. To fix that should be pretty easy. Just select your spawn point and just copy these with Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V and add a couple more points. Let's check that again. And the game should randomly kind of select where it will spawn. Can also change their level, so they're maybe too hard to kill or simple to kill. And you right click and you go to add set NPC level. In here you can just say they have to be level 1. And now they should be level 1. But also, let's say if you want another monster spawning alongside this ghoul, you basically just need to repeat these steps and just press the green plus. Let's call it monster 2. Search for a different entity template. So I'm just gonna pick this forktail, have it selected, press the green arrow. Let's say spawn limit 1. Now right click, add entry. And in the creature definition, select the other definition you just created. And this should spawn using these spawn points as well. So as you can see, now a forktail spawned together with the ghouls. So that's basically how I usually make my encounters. And hopefully this will help you a little bit figuring out encounters and maybe combine it with other videos already on YouTube. Anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.